Verydarkman says that Igbos should come out and protest. This is the right time for Igbos to come out and protest in their numbers after IBB revealed in his book that the coup, the 1966 coup, was not an Igbo coup. It was not an Igbo coup as revealed by that book.
This IBB's book, this IBB's new revelation is supposed to be a kickoff point to actually come out and talk, actually come out and demand. We see your forefathers suffer for how many years? Finally, one truth don't come out. Finally, that's not the whole truth though. Finally, IBB decides, okay, won't give now one truth. It was not an Igbo coup. It was a narrative pushed against the Igbos, which led to a lot of pain, which led to a lot of destruction to the Igbo names. I would say now, I see the expression, okay, yes, I will see some bunch of Igbo youth for street. At least do a peaceful protest, do a peaceful walk for your forefathers who were buying because of this lie. Just do one small walk, maybe like 500 Igbo youth, just walk and do something. Nothing. None of the Igbo influencers, none of the Igbo celebrities did nothing. I never see an Anambra man who stand up. I never see a Enugu man who stand up. I never see a Ebonyi man who stand up. I never see this one stand up. Just do a walk for your forefathers. Do one. Una to stay for Twitter up and down. No walkings.
Now, Verydarkman says he expects Igbos to come out. This is an opportunity for them to come out and protest, asking the Nigerian government to apologize, compensate, having pushed a propaganda that led to the loss of millions of Igbos. Prominent, promising Igbos died during that war. So Verydarkman is saying that he's disappointed in our Igbo people for not coming out to express their grievances and express their concerns, demanding that Nigeria apologize and compensate. Now, there are reactions to what he said. But let's look at the End Bad Governance protesters. We had a protest, End Bad Governance protest. And some of the protesters were taken to court and were charged for treason. A government that does not tolerate opposition, that does not tolerate protest. Protesters came out and they were charged for treason. You know how the perception, in quote, Nigeria has for Igbos. Shore said that the hatred of Igbos is in the blood of every Nigerian. That's what Shore said. So you expect Igbos, looking at the situation concerning that 1960 coup, the gang up against the Igbos. Now, you want them to come out and protest so that what happened to IPOB, who were coming out with placards, they were not coming out with guns, that hundreds of them were killed, armless protesters were killed. Do you want that one to repeat itself again? My brother, the Igbos are not coming out to protest in Nigeria. When you look at them, they've already left the country. They are tired of this system. This system will not work in their favor. It only favors a particular people that have ganged up to make sure that the national cake is shared among themselves. The Igbos do not benefit a lot from this one Nigeria. So, however, for Igbos not coming out to protest or asking, or Anesi has put out a statement that they should compensate Igbos. Even Igbos are not even in good terms. They are not supporting what Ohaneze is asking the federal government, 10 trillion naira, an apology. Igbos are not even supporting it. They are saying, change this system so that we can all benefit. You don't expect the Igbos to risk their lives coming out to protest, and there's another form of attacks. However, go online on social media, look at the threats. This one threatening the Igbo. Look at the threat. So, Mr. Verydarkman, at this point in time, it is not wise for Igbos to come out and protest over what happened during the Civil War. Nobody is willing to agree. Nobody is willing to concede any fact. After IBB's revelation, you can look at reactions, especially from a particular section of the country. How they said, no matter what IBB said, he's trying to paint history. He's trying to misinform Nigerians that that coup was an Igbo coup. They were asking so many questions. If it wasn't an Igbo coup, why is it that they killed this guy, Akintola? Why is it that they killed this guy? If it wasn't an Igbo coup, why is that Aguiyi became somebody who stopped the coup? Why is it that Aguiyi became whatever and could not punish the coup plotters? Why is it that the 6 months he spent after there was a counter coup by the northern officers, why is that the 6 months he spent he could not release Awolowo? Why is that it is Gowon that released Awolowo? So many things are being asked. So with the situation of things, we cannot come out and say we want to protest. No, it's not possible. I don't support such. The only thing we can push for is restructuring. The only thing we can push for is a change of system. We play the long game, restructuring and change of system. We focus on the Southeast and how we can make it better. We use our skills, our tenacity to build our home region. We come together, put our heads together to make sure we find ways of an Igbo man surviving in this condition created by Britain and the West. Mind you, the battle we are fighting here, there's an external battle that doesn't want Nigeria or Africa to rise. They don't want Africa to be developed. So whatever they can do to make sure Africa is underdeveloped, they will make sure it happens. Sponsoring Boko Haram, sponsoring division, sponsoring hatred. BBC took that caption, Igbo coup, took it to the world. The power of the media is, media is powerful. BBC took that coup and took it to the world. And it led to the loss of lives. I remember a lot of Igbo promising intellectuals that died. If they were alive, we know the contributions they will have given to the Igbo people in the Southeast. Igbos were the elite then. We lost a lot of people. We are lucky enough to have people like Chinua Achebe and others that were alive. Those that were even alive, look at their contributions. Not to talk of this education of a thing will have belonged to the Igbo people. The war, the Northerners went on rampage, raided and killed a lot of people. In the same book, IBB said that the failure of Gowon to protect Igbos in the north was what led to the declaration of the Biafra War. That failure was what led to the declaration. So it seems that there's a collective agreement to put Igbos under. Under the situation, you want them to come out and protest. Igbos are not protesting. If we choose the president, the leaders we want to choose, let us reap the fruit. And Igbo man will survive under in Nigeria. We just want a system to get better. Wherever we go, we want things to become better. That's why we participate in politics. We participate in the good running of any society we find ourselves. Anywhere, we want things to be run better. That's why we see us lend our voice to what is happening in the country today. Not that we cannot survive as a people. No matter the attacks, no matter the subjugation, we can still survive as a people. And I want to thank the Ronu movement. They have been doing a great job. You see, the Ronu movement will eventually make the Igbos Ronu. I've been talking to the Igbos for a very long time. Focus on the Southeast. Lagos is not no man's land. The Southwest belongs to Yorubas. Don't put your head, don't kill your... Nigeria, you should know, Nigeria does not respect the rights of its people. You know, I don't want to mention names. You know the perception Nigeria has. You know what is playing. You know, tribalism is in play. And some people have been sending that message, and you need to get the memo, the message. You can see how if you are thinking you are going to secure a judgment from a court of law, you can see what is happening in our judicial system. Because as a person, an Igbo man, and they cannot do this. They go demolish your building. You go to court. The court go delay you until they wear you out. They will demolish your building. They will legislate what they will legislate to make sure they limit you. The time and energy you have, think of ways to invest in your hometown. Let this Ronu continue renewing. It will get to a point everybody will start Ronu, and I love it. I love it because it will lead to the eventual restructuring we are looking for. You want to renew? Let us not allow them have some kind of, let's limit them in Lagos. They should not have some position. They should not be voted in some position. They should not be given some opportunities. Let's push them. Yorubas only. Yes. I know in Delta State, most Yorubas work in oil companies in Delta State. I know Yorubas that work in Delta State oil companies. They work there. Remember, 80% of what sustains the country comes from oil. We know Lagos has oil, of course. Let them run so that Igbos will come to their senses. Look at what is happening in Ladipo. This shop burned today, that one burned today. Goods are destroyed. You are accusing the Yorubas of doing it. So, won't you get sense? They started end-band governance protests. They tried so hard to pin it on Igbos, pin it on obedience, Igbo obedient, pin it on P2B. Despite the fact that Eshore came out and told people that we are going for this protest. They ignored. I wanted to pin it on Igbo people. And Verydarkman is telling me that we should have come out 500 vote. We know the players in the game. We know how the game is being played. We know that some people, they are spoilers. They are being used. Some people, they are social change advocates. I learned it from the United States. Can you believe that the United States, that is designating Al-Qaeda a terrorist organization, is somehow sponsoring Al-Qaeda? United States that is actively having a military operation in Afghanistan. The Taliban, do you believe that the United States through USAID is somehow sponsoring the Taliban? So we know the kind of people, Verydarkman, Shore, we know the kind of people all these guys are. They on you. We know what they can do. It's just that Nigerians are gullible enough. The schools we have in the country does not allow us to get critical thinking. We don't think critically. We don't use our minds to work. You just go there and get first class. You download what an Oyibo found out, the invention of an Oyibo. Somebody stood out of nothing. He got some things. He invented some things. And he put it in a book. And you go, you just cram it, la cram la pour. You put it in your brain. You write the exam, you get first class. Critical thinking. We don't have critical thinking in Nigeria. We are not looking at the bigger picture. Yeah, Yoruba no is just all about Igbo. Of course, I've been telling my brothers, it is high time you open your eyes to the reality. I know many people bashed Verydarkman. Many people attacked Verydarkman on this particular issue. It's not that we cannot come out to protest. Igbos are very, very instrumental when it comes to protest. If Igbos join protest, at least you feel some things about the protest. But this one, Igbos have resigned not to protest under this Tinubu regime. Let's see how it goes. Nigerians doesn't want to learn lesson. Let us see how it goes. It remains for me, the coup, there's a propaganda. They use that coup against the Igbos. My own take on that coup, you cannot equate the actions of some military officers on a whole tribe. Let them be punished. Let them, you separate the actions of political leaders in this Nigeria, this system we are operating. Some political leaders are not representing the people, but when they take an action, you carry the blame and put on the people. So Unzogo and Co, Ifejina, wherever their names are, wherever the actions were, you don't put it on the people. It is not the people. You let them carry their. Nnamdi Azikiwe, how many Igbos supported him? Did Igbo nation support him till today? But he took actions. How do you not see how many people support him? Few Igbo people just come out because they have the loudest voice, and you take the whole blame. And millions of Biafrans were killed during the war. Millions of Biafrans. So that coup is a political creation to put Nigeria in the condition it is today. Okay, since Igbo have been out of power, how has the Nigerian society, how has the country gotten better? Because there's an external force that doesn't want this country to succeed. And they are looking at you and they are laughing. Let them fight themselves. I've said it before. There are two tribes. If they will unite today, and they are true to themselves, Nigeria will get better. The Igbo and the Yoruba. If this will unite. But of course, there will be always something to cause and plan division amongst themselves. You killed our leader, Akintola. You kill this, you kill that. You did not kill any Igbo leader. That is a plan. Open your eyes. That is a plan to keep Nigeria in bondage today. They need to blame it on somebody. They need to find a way to make sure something is happening. Something is happening. So that hatred will be there. The people need to unite. But I know that with the current leaders we have today, they will make sure they continue to create that division amongst the people. So that you cannot come together as a quorum and unite. Ikoyi Golf Club. There's something happening in Ikoyi Golf Club. Two people contested. One Igbo, one Yoruba. I looked at the reactions. The Yoruba man won. He had 1,000 votes. The Igbo man had 300 and something votes. Now some Yorubas are asking, why would an Igbo man contest for Ikoyi Golf Club? Ikoyi Club. It is in Yoruba land. Why would an Igbo man contest? I understand your concern. I've told my Igbo people, please take your hands off what concerns the Yoruba people. But let's look at it. The Ikoyi Club is not a Yoruba club, my brother. It's not even open to outsiders. It is for the rich. And I thank God the Ronu has gotten into the Ikoyi Club. So our big men in Igbo land, we understand the message you have been passing ever since. I thank God this Ronu is hitting the big men. Hit the commissioners. Hit all of them there. So that they will realize that if we are going to get a country called Biafra, there needs to be cooperation from all angles, whether it is in the House of Assembly, whether it is the representative, the Senate. All angles must put their hands together for this change that we need. Very few minute people who does not command influence in Nigeria might not be able to pull that string faster and quicker until everybody renew in Igbo land. Igbo people must renew. The Yoruba people are renewing. Now, it will be very bad for you to think that these guys can do nothing. Look at the Yoruba Day. Almost all the governors tweeted in Yoruba, and this was a movement kicked by Yoruba Ronu. Although there's no central registered group called Yoruba Ronu, they are just doing it. They know how to network and communicate for themselves. There's no central group like Yoruba Ronu that these people belong to. And what are my thoughts about Yoruba Ronu? Some people began the Ronu under a Tinubu regime, and their Ronu will die down maybe after Tinubu's 8 years. Because me, I support Tinubu for 8 years. I've told you, Tinubu must a Southern president. Because my first issue in Nigeria is the Fulani. The people that don't want Nigeria to restructure at all. It's not the Yorubas. I don't have issue with Yorubas. I have issue with the political leaders that is causing division. But the most people that doesn't want Nigeria to be liberated, they are the Fulani, because if Nigeria is structured today, it will not benefit the Fulani as a race. If Nigeria is structured, it might not benefit Yoruba politicians, Igbo politicians, but it will benefit the people as a tribe. The Yoruba tribe, the Igbo tribe. It will benefit them as a tribe. But Fulani, you see that Fulani? Both as their political leaders, both as a tribe. If Nigeria is structured today, it will not benefit them. So they are fighting tooth and nail. They will make sure they are everywhere. They are strategically positioned everywhere to make sure that Nigeria is structuring. What Tinubu is going to do, if he's bold enough, he can do it within 6 years, and he will get his support. We need to stop all this division created by our political leaders, but they will not hear, because that restructuring, we need it, and it must take place. It must take place. So, Mr. Verydarkman, we cannot go out and protest. We don't want to experience what we experienced, because we are not even operating in a democracy the way I look at it, whereby it is the highest bidder that gets justice. Is it connected? I have not heard that word. They say the judiciary. I've not been hearing that word. The judiciary is the last hope of the common man. I've not been hearing that word. It has been long I've heard that word. The judiciary is the last hope of the common man. I'll carry placard and be protesting to people that have deaf ears, that have already made up their mind that the Igbos should be limited, should be like they should cut their wings. You are protesting to a leave Igbos. In fact, you are protesting is to a government that does not respect human rights, that does not listen, that does not want opposition at all. Upon that, you have there's a special kind of hatred for a people like you. You now carry your placard, something that caused the death of millions of people. You now carry your placard and go and protest. This one is dumb. No, we don't want it. What we want already is a restructured Nigeria, whether in the form of resource control, whether in the form of regionalism, or whether in the form of balkanization. We want a restructured Nigeria, and that restructured Nigeria is where we draw the line. We are not coming out to protest. We don't want to be killed, and we don't want to be killed. And at the end of the day, there's no justice for anybody. Look at Nnamdi Kanu is in detention. The court has given a verdict a long time ago, and look at the policy that is being played. The same reasons why there's an agitation is the same reasons of 1960. The IPOB created, and they have been protesting ever since. Look at, if ordinary protesters were to be charged for treason, not talk of people that are wanting Nigeria to restructure. You know, restructure is a big thing. You know? Many people will lose their relevance. Many people will lose their official position, their influence in Nigeria's restructure, and new people will come on board. So those people on board don't want a restructured Nigeria. Yes, they don't want a restructured Nigeria. That's why all these things we are doing, this bigot related, we are the ones that we still lose. Let the Yoruba Ronu movement continue. No stopping of Yoruba Ronu movement, so that Igbos also will Ronu and Ronu. I don't want them to learn the hard way. I don't want them to learn the hard way. But it seems that Igbo man is so stubborn that he must have to learn the hard way before he come to his senses. He must have to learn the hard way. Especially these are big men. They believe that the Ronu is getting into some department, some ministry, some agencies is getting there. The Ronu is getting there. You must learn. You will cry.